Hey everyone, Sean here with Manly Made Minute, and welcome back to another episode of Okay, I'll try that. So this week we're trying some bubbles. I've been down that YouTube rabbit hole a lot lately and ran across some old videos of some people's doing bubbles for backgrounds. I've seen them. I've seen it done on other videos, have never tried it. So I started watching a few videos on it and thought, this fits perfect on my, okay, we'll try that. So today we're going to try some bubbles and making some backgrounds. And before we head down to show you what I'm going to do, I'm going to do two different versions to try today because I haven't seen anybody use one version of it. I've seen people try the re-inkers. So before we do that, do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Would love to have you part of my YouTube family, and you can see me on Instagram for card hops and other things I don't post on YouTube at Manly Made Minute. So let's head down and take a look at what I'm going to try here today. All right, I've got my 2 glasses of water. They're just little rocks glasses from my cupboard. You can see I've got about an inch of water, maybe a little less than an inch of water in each. And what I'm going to do, so I'm going to put a little dish soap. This is just my little dish scrubber that I have in my craft room to wash my stencils and dishes and stuff with dish soap in it. Then I'm going to try re-inkers. So this one is Dress Blues by Catherine Pooler Ink. I just went dark because it seems like the darker colors show up just a little bit better. Then I want to try a Distress Spray Stain and see if I get kind of same effect or more intense effect than I would with a re-inker. So just trying 2 different forms of ink, but we're going to do the bubbles. So here's all we need to do, and actually I can probably squeeze this out, is just put a little, it's probably a little bit much, but just a little bit of soap in there in each. And we're going to do the re-inker first, since this is the one I have seen so many people do. And I'll probably put about 10 to 15 drops in there, since I have a little bit, probably too much water probably, but so we're going to do this one first, give that a little stir with the soap in there. Then I'm using seedless preserves just to go really dark, intense color, just to see how this pops up. And I went about 6 or 7 sprays on that. Give that a little stir with the soap. All right, so now when I've seen this done, I'm going to go the re-inker first, I have seen people do this where they do the bubbles and then they either take the paper and kind of smear or tap it on to pick up the bubbles, or they scoop up the bubbles around the edges to get it. I'm going to do the scoop method because that looked easier to me than smushing, and I didn't want to smush and smear. So we're going to try that. Now, everyone said kind of lay some stuff down on your mat because it does get messy, so I'm just grabbing some paper towels because I only have 1 or 2 towels left in my craft room that are clean for me to wipe things with today. So I'm just using some paper towels. I'm using Nina 90-pound cardstock, I believe this is, not watercolor cardstock. All right, let's just get some bubbles going and see what I can get. Wow, that bubbles fast too. Scoop. And scoop and kind of spread that around. And I can already see this is working out. So cool. I feel like a kid in a candy store with this series. So I've seen people say, no, just let it sit and let the bubbles pop, because that ink will kind of sit on the surface of the bubble and roll down. And that's where you get a little bit more circular pattern versus smearing. So let's just let that sit. I'm going to switch over and try my spray stain. I'm excited to try this one because I think this one's going to be so cool. You can see the bubbles got real purple. Ooh, that works if you grab it right away. I got more intense color on that. And just grab that right away. All right, I'm going to let those pop on themselves, let that ink go down. Now, I am seeing this smeared down just a little bit more. I might try one more with this one and not scoop so fast. Let's just try that one more time, because I'm not sure if it's going to be the ink that's doing it or if it's how I put it on. So we're going to try this one more time. Give this a good stir, pop those bubbles down. And I know I saw somebody with these little bubbles, it will go a little bit more solid, so we'll try to pop these down just a little bit. All right. I am seeing that color. This must be different formula where it smears just a little bit more. Yeah, so I'm going to try just this one more space here. You can see where this gets messy if it starts coming down that side. So kind of a little bit more color. You still get the outline of the bubbles there, but I think this distress is a little bit different formulated where the tension of it just slides off more and it smears out more. We'll try one more in this corner. Just see if I can't pick those up. All right, I'm going to go back and just see if I can't. I'm going to dry this just a little bit because it does say to dry in between. You know, if you want to intensify this, so we're just going to dry this down a little bit. I can see this sits on the surface different than this does. So still get a little bubbly effect and marbly. But what would be fun is to try layer this color on it just for fun, or another distress color on it. All right, let's just try that one more time. So let's get the bubbles going here. I'm going to grab one more. All right, I'm going to let those pop and dry that back. But you do need something to protect your surface. Make sure you got nothing on your surface. A one and done probably would have been good if I would have got a good coating on this. But I love this effect. Really, really like this effect. This might be different on watercolor paper, I wonder. I wonder if I try that just with watercolor paper to see if it doesn't settle as much. So we'll let that dry. I'm going to grab some watercolor paper and I'll be right back. Three, two, one. Okay, I grabbed myself a little bit of Canson XL watercolor paper. I'm going to go on the smoother side. Just I usually like that textured side, but we'll just try this on the smoother side. And I'm going to try the Distress Spray Stain one more time on watercolor paper, just to see if that settles slightly different. This is why I like doing this for the first time live on a video without pre-testing, just because you can see me, the process of what I'm experiencing. This color slides off way faster. I can see that immediately. I could see it just come off of that bubble. This sits on the surface tension of that bubble a little bit more. So I'm going to, because I already figured this one out, we're going to try now watercolor paper on this piece, on this corner, because I can already see that slid down and smeared out. So it doesn't work quite as good with spray stain. I'm kind of disappointed. Let's try this one more time on watercolor paper. I think I got too small of bubbles, but it's smearing out. So, worked a little bit better here. Couple more practice runs, I think, to get some really great backgrounds, but what a cool idea for some backgrounds, and get some texture. Soft florals on this would be so cool, and I mean, I've still got the texture on this, it just slid off just a little bit more off that surface tension than these did. So, This one I probably could have just left it, and maybe that first time get a good coating of bubbles on there and then leave it for a one and done kind of thing. So there you have it. This is my test of bubbles and some dish soap and inkers and distress spray stains. So thought I'd give it a try. I love it. I'm going to make myself a batch of these because I have some cards to make with some leftover scraps and some leftover focal elements that I need backgrounds for anyway, and these would be perfect. So hopefully my little experiment on 2 was just kind of helpful for you and you saw it for the first time. So never tried this one before, and now I'm going to make some more. Thanks for hanging with me, and until next time, I'll see you then.